Our SFL Sunday kicks off here in Baltimore as we welcome you into one of this weekend's most anticipated matchups as the 7-2 Mexico City Vultures travel into the home of the 7-2 Baltimore Vultures. Good evening, everybody. My name is Mike O'Neill, joined in the booth by my partner, Baron Went. We've got Ron Haynes and Justin Reside in the stats truck, and Commissioner Cameron Irvine producing back at SFL HQ. Baron, what are your thoughts on today's matchup? Is this going to be the knockdown, drag-out fight that it looks like on paper?
Yeah, listen, March Madness who? We've got a team that is doing fantastic things in a fantastic division, going up against a team that is top 3 in first downs per game, total yards per game, and passing yards per game. Everything on this sheet basically is asking for a slugfest tonight.
And that's what we're looking for, right? These are two 7-2 teams. I mean, we know what these two teams are capable of. Some of the best coaching that you will see across the board in the SFL. And looks like we're going to get to see Mexico City come out here on offense, first being led out by Jordan Sipe as we await the kickoff here.
Both teams on a 5-game winning streak. It ends tonight.
So that kick is underway, and it's going to be unreturnable out of the back of the end zone, nearly through the uprights, Baron. How about that?
Everything about these teams are great, from the passing to the rushing to the leg power of that kick.
Absolutely. As we get a look at Jordan Sipe under center coming out here, as we're going to get ready to introduce the offense after this play. Jordan Sipe comes out with a bunch to the right. He's got 4 wide receivers, 3 to his right, 1 to his left, 1 back in the backfield. He's going to roll out to the left. Sipe's going to fire downfield, nearly intercepted. How about the way to start for the Vultures? Jeff Melanishin had his hands all over that. But let's go over this Mexico City offense here. Jordan Sipe under center, Jacob Morrison and Ray Bentley are the halfbacks. Buford Van Dam's the fullback. Jason Bartley, Jonas Adobe, No Terrazas, and Jared Dumas are the wide receivers. Bill Henry is the tight end. Ova Yanda, Osalado are the tackles, as that's going to be a tackle for loss in the backfield. Greg Forrest and Supremo are the guards, and Foundry is the center. And how about that tackle for loss, Baron, on second down? Setting up a 3rd and 13 now, as Sipe's going to quickly go back into the pocket, fire downfield, and it's going to be broken up again. How about the Vultures defense, Baron?
It's a beautiful defensive stand on the first drive of the game from the Vultures. Everybody always talks about their offensive prowess. And like I said, top 3 in things like passing yards, total yards per game, first downs. But their defense is just as impressive.
We're going to see K.L. Barrett Jr. here for the first time tonight as he punts it away. Good hang time on that as Baltimore's going to return it back, and they're going to get it to the 44, and we're going to see Jack Wigmore out under center here. Let's go over this offense. Wigmore's under center. Warren Murray and David Anderson are the halfbacks. T-Roy Gaines the fullback. Ivory Irvin, Daley Holder, Mac Chima are the wide receivers. Benji Matson and Jackson Roberts are the tight ends. Porsche Henson, Olivia Bleeker are the tackles. Sir Charles, Alden Bleeker are the guards, and Don Johnson is the center. As Wigmore is under center here, 1st and 10 for the home crowd, seeing what they can do here on first down. They're going to hand it off up the middle. That is Warren Murray taking it for about a gain of 4 yards.
Yeah, we're going to look to see Baltimore leaning a little bit on Warren Murray here tonight. I feel like everybody tries to game plan against this passing attack, so Murray could definitely play a big role in this.
I definitely agree with you. They're going to stick with the heavier set here as they come out in aces. Wigmore's got 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, and 1 wide receiver going in motion from the left to the right. As he gets ready to snap, he's going to sit back in the pocket. He's going to fire downfield, and he's got his receiver connecting with number 10. I believe that is Ivory Irvin on that catch, and unbelievable grab.
It is Ivory Irvin, number 10, and he is getting off to a great start in this game. This is exactly what you want. Hitting your receivers down the middle, building some confidence to start this game off.
Absolutely. So 1st and 10 here after a big pickup from Ivory Irvin. Wigmore's going to drop back, look downfield, fire again, and that was broken up. He had Mac Chima, but the safety came in and made the hit. That was number 37, Max Jackson, Hall of Famer in there.
Yeah, it looked like Max Jackson actually let that ball hit his hands before so he could just lay down a hit and make sure that that ball does not stay in those gloves.
Yeah, great coverage on the back end for Mexico City after giving up a big one. Now 2nd and 10. See what Baltimore does. A little bit behind the chains now, as Wigmore's got Benji Matson going in motion from the right to the left. He's got 2 wide receivers to the right and a back in the backfield. Wigmore's going to have good protection. He's going to fire out to the flat, and he's going to get it out to T-Roy Gaines, another Hall of Famer there, taking it up about, I would say, close to the first down, but they're going to say it's going to be 3rd and 3 here.
You got to imagine that Baltimore is going to look to go to the air here. That was a great little dump-off pass to T-Roy Gaines to pick up most of that first down, but now they got to bring it home here.
3rd and 3. The crowd wants a first down. Wigmore's going to snap. He's going to fire out. That was broken up. Max Jackson getting in the passing lane and getting a hand up. How about that? That sounds like a little bit of what Hall of Famers do, wouldn't you say, Baron?
Absolutely. Like I said, with a team like Baltimore who's so consistent through the air, teams as good as Mexico City are looking to game plan against that, and we're going to see a lot of Max Jackson tonight.
Dark Tarkington. First look at him tonight as he's going to boot it through, and it's going to be good. As Baltimore takes our first lead here tonight, the home crowd is fired up about that. Obviously, you want a touchdown, but 3, not so bad to start.
The reason some of these teams that are at the top of the SFL, the reason they're up there is just based on efficiency. When they get into scoring positions, they score points. It doesn't matter if it's a touchdown or a field goal, they're putting points up where other teams may miss the ball.
Absolutely. Baltimore's kicking back, and we're going to see already another return from Mexico City. This one, it is returnable, and he puts a little spin move on there, and that's a great return by Jared Dumas. Oh, yeah, no. Oh, no. It looks like John Patrick Levine for the Baltimore Vultures is down, and you never want to see that. We'll keep an eye on that report for you guys.
It's always tough to see those injuries this early into the game.
It is so tough. We just hope that he's okay, and hopefully we can see him back out on the field here. So we're going to see Mexico City and Sipe under center again, 1st and 10. Last time they had the ball, it was a 3 and out. This time they're going to hand it off to Ray Bentley, another Hall of Famer. It seems like we've got a lot of them on the field tonight, and that's going to be a loss of 1.
Yeah, with Mexico City averaging about 8.1 yards per rush, it's interesting to see that Baltimore has got this on lockdown so far.
Mexico City's got to come up with something quickly. 2nd and 11 behind the chains. Jordan Sipe sitting in the pocket. He's got to flush out a little bit. Tries to get it downfield, but the defender gets a hand on it. That was number 49 getting in there. Roy Towers with a great play.
So far in this first quarter, we've only seen the ball go back and forth maybe 1-2 times. Baltimore's defense is looking phenomenal.
They are absolutely looking great so far, and this crowd is loud right now. They want to stop here. Sipe's going to drop back. He's got 3 receivers downfield. He's going, firing downfield. He overshoots his receiver. He was looking to get it to number 10, Jason Bartley, on a deep shot, but just couldn't connect.
That is an interesting miss over there by Jordan Sipe. When you have your offensive line working as hard as that one was, keeping Sipe safe from that sack, he had all sorts of time in the world to throw that ball. Just misses the mark. Oh, that's a tough one to see.
It is tough. You got to think, though, this Mexico City offense is no stranger to adversity. They've had some ups and downs through this season, but they are always really good about bouncing back. They've got excellent coaching. They know what to do, and they know how to correct. And you have to imagine, Baron, they came into this matchup knowing who they were facing. They know what the Baltimore Vultures are capable of, and so they've got to be able to handle some adversity tonight. So we're going to see the quarterback back under center, Jack Wigmore. He's got 2 tight ends to his right. He's going to send one of them in motion from the right to the left. I believe that's Benji Matson. He's going to drop back. This is going to be a pass on 1st down. He's looking downfield. He tries to get it. How about the grab from Ivory Irvin to get that 1st down? Baltimore fans are going nuts right now, Baron.
Ivory Irvin, what a beautiful pass. Jack Wigmore finds a very, very tight window, and Irvin's able to bring that down. These are the kind of plays we're expecting all night long, folks. Do not go anywhere.
So 1st and 10 now after a huge shot to Ivory Irvin. Jack Wigmore back under center. He's got 2 backs in the backfield, 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 going in motion from right to left, and I believe that's Irvin in the slot. So look out for him. Jack Wigmore's going to flush out to the left side. He's got a receiver downfield. That is Daly Holder with the grab. Back-to-back big plays for the Baltimore Vultures.
And it doesn't matter how much you game plan, Mexico City's holes are starting to show. They are a 25th ranked team when it comes to passing yards allowed. Baltimore sees that in the scouting report coming into the game, and they're trying to really take advantage of something like that.
So 1st and 10 here. Don't go anywhere, folks. This one's heating up. Wigmore's going to hand it off. He's going to be tackled in the backfield. Warren Murray had nowhere to go, and big number 99 gets in there and makes a tackle. That's Saron Yates.
Saron Yates, that is a dangerous dude to get tackled by. Absolute dangerous dude to get tackled by.
It's a big fella, isn't it? 2nd 11 here. Jack Wigmore now a little bit behind the chains, firing downfield. He's got Ivory Irvin again on the 1st down. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Vultures.
Ivory Irvin already 4 targets for this game, 3 receptions for 64 yards. He is looking to light up the he wanted to get into the end zone there. He absolutely wanted to get in the end zone there, and those safeties clamped down on him quick enough.
Well, this is crazy. If you're watching the matchup, you saw Merrick Itera was in coverage, in pursuit right there. Merrick Itera has been known to be one of the most physical corners in this league, but so far it seems like they're scheming Ivory Irvin up to not be touched by Itera, and that is a very smart strategy across the board. 1st and goal here. Wigmore gonna fire, is nearly intercepted. Oh man, Gerard Brody almost had that one going the other way.
You talked earlier about the coaching of both these teams, and that's exactly why I'm excited to call games like this with 2 phenomenal teams of the SFL. It's not always about the talent in each team. It's sometimes more about the chess match and the game planning, and that's why this game is so exciting to be on the schedule on this Sunday.
Absolutely. 2nd and goal here. 2 tight ends to the right. Wigmore's going to fire, and that's going to be broken up. Again, he's tried to squeeze it into to Benji Matson in the end zone and just couldn't hang on to it. That was good coverage on the back end.
Just a nice little pitch shot Wigmore was trying to get there, just over the defensive line, just over the middle linebackers to Benji Matson. Just missing it, man.
3rd and goal here. Wigmore gets ready. He's under center. He's going to roll out to his left side. Nearly sacked. And how about the pressure from Mexico City getting there and hitting home? And that's going to be a 4th and goal now for Baltimore.
That's it. Look, Mexico City is 5th in the league when it comes to defense in the red zone, and they're showing exactly why against a team as powerhouse offense as Baltimore.
So we're going to see Shark Tarkington again here. Just like that, Baltimore's going up another 3 points. So now it's 6-0. And Baron, you got to think Mexico City's got to be pretty happy about this considering how Baltimore's offense has looked.
Yeah, look, you obviously want to be putting points on the board, but if you got to get anything out of your defense, if it's not a stop, it's at least got to be 3 points. And holding a team like Baltimore to 2 back-to-back field goals, that is no easy thing to do in this league.
Absolutely. So we've seen some big shots downfield. We haven't really seen much from the offensive side of Mexico City yet. So we'll see what we get here from Jordan Sipe. First and 10 as Sipe's under center. Sipe's going to drop back in the pocket, fire downfield, and that's a catch there. How about the catch? I believe that was Jason Bartley with the reception. Great job for Mexico City.
I can tell you exactly what happened. The offense came off the field last drive. Coach said somebody needs to step up. Bartley raised his hand and said, throw me the ball. Let's see what happens, because he held onto that ball with everything in him.
All right, here, so we're going to see 1st and 10 here. Again, going to find his receiver there. Again, I believe that was Jason Bartley again.
Back to back to Jason Bartley there.
So we're going to see 2nd and 6 here. Now, Mexico City's starting to get some pace now. Jordan Sipe's going to hand it off. Nice little draw there as they hand it off to Ray Bentley, picking up a 1st down. Love the play call.
That was a beautiful, beautiful play call, but more importantly, a beautiful sell from Jordan Sipe. I believe they were throwing the ball there. And then perfect enough, Ray Bentley doing exactly what Mexico City wants, and that's getting the run game going.
So we're going to see a 1st and 10 here again. Mexico City on the move now, nearing the midfield logo now. It's 1st and 10. Sipes under center. He's going to pitch it out. This time it's going to be Morrison. He's blown up in the backfield. And let's take a second to introduce this Baltimore defense. Defensive ends are Robert Brady and Al Walker. Defensive tackles Ralph Leopold and Nate Brown. Linebackers Frank Smith, Jeff Milanish, and Alvin Mack. Corners Ben Stackenpaper, Elijah Warfield, Roy Towers. Safeties Young Vaught, Giovanni Bolt, and John Patrick Levine, who we saw the injury. Sipe is going to fire downfield, nearly broken up, and then nearly caught. A whole chain of events there. Nonetheless, number 27 gets a hand on it. That's Young Vaught.
It almost looked like Young Vaught was a little more focused on getting the tackle, breaking up the play, than he was about the ball that hit him in the chest. That he just needed to hug it. He'd be going the other direction. Ugh.
3rd and 10. This crowd is loud in Baltimore. Trip set from Mexico City. Jordan Sipe's going to step back in the pocket, fire towards the sideline, and that is somehow caught. How about the reception? Jared Dumas coming in and just making an excellent catch there.
This was bound to happen. Jared has been targeted 3 times now today, and both times getting broken up. He said, not today. He's going back to his roots, catching one-handed. Oh, and we're getting a challenge here from Baltimore.
Oh, my goodness. And I thought it looked a little ticky-tack. It looked a little close, Baron. We're going to see what they think here as we're going to get our first retroactive look here. Let's take a retroactive look at the play. Get your console to play SFL on the go at goretroid.com. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Look, I'm not a referee here, but that does not look like that's standing.
Yeah, it was.
Still a beautiful catch.
Yeah.
I'm not making
no
that
doubt.
catch.
I mean, hey, we're not taking away from the catch. That was athleticism at its finest, right? But nonetheless, great coaching decision by Baltimore to challenge that.
Absolutely. These coaches came to play. They're not giving anything up today. They're not getting. We're going to see some challenge of the spot of the ball here today, I'm sure. Yeah, just a little bit of everything.
So what seems to be a promising drive for Mexico City burns out a little bit, and now Baltimore's getting the ball back again. And this is what you got to ask, Baron. Is Mexico City going to be able to find an answer? Great punt coverage there, as it's going to be down at the 11. Is Mexico City going to be able to find an answer to be able to stop those deep shots to Ivory Irvin and the other receivers? Benji Matson was involved. Mac Sheen was involved. These deep threats are real right now.
It was a beautiful punt, and they pin them almost within 10, but it takes your veterans to really walk up and down the sideline there and get everybody involved and make sure everybody's head's on straight, especially when a great play like the one we just saw gets pulled back due to a challenge. That's a real momentum killer. So
1st and 10, T-Roy Gaines going to get it up the middle and pick up 5. Nice way to balance things out, and so far this offense for Baltimore's humming.
Yeah, Baltimore showing not only can we go through the air and really take big chunks out of the field, but we can also get down and dirty in the trenches if we need to.
Trenches are a very important thing as we're seeing them emphasize that on 2nd and 5. A heavy set here, and they're going to hand it off to Warren Murray with the spin move, getting it out, setting up a 3rd and inches. I don't know. That looked pretty close to a 1st down, Baron.
Again, I'm not a referee, but I'm giving it to him. All right, it was a beautiful spin move. He made the reach. I'm giving it to him.
All right. Well, that's staying in our booth.
The referees did not give it to him.
That's right. That 3rd and inches here. As Wigmore's under center is going to hand it off again to T-Roy Gaines. And just like that, Mexico City's defensive line's got to make adjustments quickly. They need to pinch that defensive line because right now they are just allowing 5 yards on every carry nearly.
Baltimore's really just settling in their game plan and essentially being allowed to do it. Like I said, it's going to take some of the veterans from Mexico City to walk up and down the sideline, make sure everybody's head's in this game, and make sure that they're making the stops that they need to again, hold Baltimore's offense from just taking over here.
Well, you mentioned veterans, and number 40, John Fowler, came in and knocked that one at the line of scrimmage, so I think you were right on key, partner. 2nd and 10 here. Jack Wigmore under center. He's got 2 wide receivers to his left. He's got 1 tight end to his right and 2 backs in the backfield. Ivory Irvin's going in motion from the left to the right and looks like man coverage on the right side. He's going to fire downfield and trying to get it to Benji Matson, but Max Jackson again gets a hand on it, and he's been so good in the back end.
It is impressive to see that Wigmore let that ball go because let me tell you, Yates was on his tail, and he had to have felt that big boy coming. He was about to get creamed. He had to let go of that ball.
The 3rd and 10 here. Quads look for Baltimore. Wigmore under center. He's going to roll out to the left, fire downfield, and he's got a receiver, Mac Chima, on the little corner route there. It was perfectly executed, and 1st down, Vultures.
It's tough. It's tough playing Baltimore because it's not just one guy. Anybody can catch this ball. Everybody's got stick-em on their hands. If any of the defensive backs are caught sleeping, any one of these wide receivers can grab this ball.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 here. Wigmore under center. He's got 2 wide receivers to the right. That's number 88, Mac Chima, going in motion from the right to the left. He's got Benji Matson over there with him. Wigmore's got some pressure, fires across the middle and trying to get it to Chima, but broken up. That was number 43 in on that play. That's Yolia coming in.
That was a beautiful play call from Mexico City, and it was a beautiful pickup by the running back there. They had a blitz come through, and the running back picked it up just in time to give Wigmore the chance to throw that ball. Again, tactical masterpiece we're watching here from the coaches.
2nd and 10 here. Wigmore is going to hand it off up the middle. Nice little trap play there to get it to T-Roy Gaines. Let's go ahead and introduce this Mexico City Aztecs defense. Evan Miller and Suron Yates are the defensive ends. Chance Wall and Dan Tritz are the defensive tackles. John Fowler and Qualtzine Yolia are linebackers, along with John Osiris. Gerard Brody, Liam Ryan, and Merrick Itera are the corners. And Jeffrey Daggs and Max Jackson are the safeties playing back deep. We've seen so much of Max Jackson already. 3rd and 4 here. Wigmore's got a man in motion from the right to the left. He's going to step back in the pocket. They're sending a blitz from the right side. He's got to flush out to the left and go fire downfield, and he's got Mac Chima going all the way to the end zone over the top. How about Wigmore in Baltimore tonight?
What a touchdown. Like I said, any one of these wide receivers can do it. Chima did not catch a single ball all 1st quarter, and then he gets 2 on this drive here. Unbelievable. Way to shred the defense, way to shake off a few tackles, and then outrun 2 of some of the league's top defenders. It's just a beautiful, beautiful play by the wide receiver there.
I mean, you're talking here, unbelievable. Jeffrey Daggs is a 5'10" free safety, right? Going up against Mac Chima, 6'4". I mean, the height was there. Jeffrey Daggs gave it everything he had, but Wigmore just put enough under it, just enough under it to get it over the top. That was a beautiful 51-yard touchdown pass for the Vultures.
It was a beautiful drive overall. I mean, they set the entire thing up by starting on the ground with run plays. Then they started breaking it out with some 10, 15-yard passing plays. They were bound to drop a big one.
Absolutely. Aerial coverage of today's game provided by Daggs Drone Works. Aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com. So we get a good look at the Inner Harbor in downtown Baltimore, home of the 2025 SFL convention. Make sure to book your rooms now at simfl.net. So welcome you guys back. Mike O'Neill, Baron Went here on the call in Baltimore. Baron, it's been a good one so far.
Yeah, it's been an absolute beauty of a game here by Baltimore. Mexico City is rearing up. We saw a couple huddles on the sidelines. They're talking, they're chatting, they're ready to get this game going. Starting off the new quarter with a good return here. I'm excited to see what happens.
As we get a good return here, let's send it over to Commissioner Cameron Irvine for our first game update of the night. Cam, what you got for us?
Thank you, Mike. Watch this. Nashville on this kickoff. Kingston Ellington fumbles the ball right to another teammate who takes it all the way across the 50. Nashville would score on their opening possession, a pass to Jay Ballmer out of the backfield. They're tied at 7 in Tennessee. Back to you.
Thank you, Cam. As we'll welcome you back here in Baltimore. It's 1st and 10. Sipe's going to hand it off here. And how about that luck over there in Nashville? I mean, that's called the ball tipping in your favor, right, Baron?
Yeah, we don't see those plays very often where, one mistake leads to something fantastic for the team that made the mistake. But hey, anything can happen here in the SFL.
That's it. 2nd and 7 here. Jordan Sipe, heavy set under center. He's got 2 tight ends, 2 backs. Sipe's going to fire across the middle, trying to get into a tight window. He's looking for his tight end there. And, man, number 56 came in and made a good play on it. That was Alvin Mack.
This is not what you want to see from Mexico City. It looks like we're starting to do things that we don't normally do. We're trying to force balls in tight windows. Let's get back to the fundamentals and get some positive things going here.
Jordan Sipe going to fire across the middle, and how about finding Terrazas on that? First time we've heard Terrazas' name, and great connection there from Sipe to Terrazas.
It was a beautiful play. I mean, the defensive line pinched in, started coming as quickly as they could, and just over the linebackers to catch Terrazas. This is the kind of fundamental football we need to see before we could start doing any of the big, crazy plays that are needed to really keep up with Baltimore.
Absolutely. So 1st and 10 here. Sipe's going to go with another draw up the middle, this time going to Bentley. And how about the draw play working for 7?
Yeah, this is absolutely what we're expecting to see from Mexico City. Their average yards per carry are 4.4 for the season, the 1st in the league. It seems like everything they do leads up to setting up these nice big runs. So we're going to continue to see this.
Great play there. Ova Yonda got a good little block on the outside to help spring that one for a couple extra yards. 2nd and 3 here. Jordan Sipe got a heavy set with him. Going hand and off up the middle. A nice stiff arm. Jacob Morrison put one down, but then got brought down himself. That was 41 in there on the tackle. Giovanni Bull.
Absolutely. Mexico City is a fantastic run team. Now only 1 yard to pick up here. I wouldn't be surprised to see if they go right back to the halfback here.
3rd and 1. They got to pick up 1 as Sipe's going to keep it himself. He rolls out to the right. He's making a man miss. And how about the 1st down pickup from Jordan Sipe with the legs a little bit?
I was correct about the run play. I was incorrect about who was going to do the run play, but that's exactly why I am up here in the announcer's booth and not down there coaching either one of these teams.
All right. 1st and 10. Sipe's going to hand it off. They're going to go back to the ground game. And this time, not getting back to the line of scrimmage. Well, they're going to say just barely, as I believe that was number 70, Robert Brady, defensive end coming in. And, man, just like that, they're going to keep things moving. Maybe a little bit tempo here, Baron. 2nd and 10. Bunch set to his left. Sipe has got to make something happen. First time they've been in opponent territory, so they're going to hand it off up the middle. That's going to be a 3rd and 8 now.
Mexico City doing exactly what they do best, wearing teams down with this run game. Baltimore is getting exhausted by trying to cover, getting through these offensive linemen, finding the hole that this guy's running through. It's tough on a defense.
They're going to go back to that bunch step this time. Sipe's going to roll out to his right, and he overthrows his defender, his receiver. Nonetheless, there was 2 defenders on that. There's one underneath and one over the top. It was a risky play, but just a little bit too much under it.
Terrazas is looking to make some plays here. He wants it. He's getting open, and it's just missing the mark a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if something big happens with these two before the game's over.
We're going to see a fair catch on the 16, and this is nothing new for Baltimore, Baron. We've seen them start, you know, from inside their own 10 or nearly inside their own 10 multiple times, so this is nothing new for Baltimore. Let's see if Mexico City can make some adjustments on defense here to kind of stop. So far, the deep threats are killing Mexico City. So we're going to see a 1st and 10 here. Wigmore under center. Number 81 goes in motion from his right to his left. That's Jackson Roberts, the tight end. Wigmore is going to hand it off to the right side, and that's going to be blown up at the line. They're going to give him 1 on that one, but great job by John Fowler.
So that's the best part about watching teams that are 7-2 play each other. You know, everybody talks about how great offense is, how great defense is, but these teams that are at the top of the league, their special teams are just as phenomenal.
Absolutely. Wigmore is feeling some heat in the pocket, delivers, and that is nearly caught. It was broken up. Benji Matson had a hand on it, but thanks to Merrick Itera, they are not able to convert that.
Benji Matson, 3 targets for today, hasn't been able to reel any of them in, but man, what kind of confidence do you have to have as a quarterback being surrounded by 3 defensive linemen ready to take your head off, and you just stand in there and throw the ball very calmly like that?
Jack Wigmore here, bunch set. He's going to roll out to his right and fire it. Tries to low point it to his receiver and just can't connect. So how about the 3 and out for Mexico City to force on Baltimore? And Mexico City, just like that, they're getting the ball back. And that, not only that, Baron, this is going to be great field position.
Going to be phenomenal field position. Looked like that was going to Max Shima, and Wigmore may have been pressured to throw that a bit early. It didn't look like Shima was even ready for the ball, but here we go, Mexico City. This is what you guys were looking for. Let's get something going here and get some points on the board.
Little bit of room as Dumas is going to take it up to the 44, and just like that, Mexico City's got the ball back. Let's see if they can scheme something open. We know that they have the talent on this roster. They're 7-2 for a reason. Let's see what they can do. I think Baltimore schematically has done an excellent job tonight as far as shutting down a lot of those big plays, the explosive plays. Let's see what they have here on 1st and 10. 1st and 10 from the 44. Jordan Sipes going to fire out to the flat. Nice little pickup as Ray Bentley's going to shake a man off and pick up the 1st down. How's that for second effort?
There you go, Ray Bentley getting a little bit of contact and shaking that defender off. Now this is exactly the kind of effort that we're going to start to see from these players in Mexico City. Before halftime, you guys got to get something on the board while Baltimore's still feeling exhausted. Let's get down the field here.
The 1st and 10. 2 wide receivers to Sipes left, 1 to his right, 1 back in the backfield. He's got a tight end on the line as well. They're going to hand it off to the right. He's got a little bit of space. Morrison does. He's going to push it up. They're going to say a gain of 9 on that. I think it was a little bit of a generous spot, but nonetheless, 9 yards on a 1st down.
That's it. Morrison and Bentley, their heads are in the game and their legs just don't stop moving. Give them the ball. They're going to work their butts off to get it into the end zone here.
2nd and 1. Heavy set here for Jordan Sipe. They've got to make something happen. We got a stacked box for Baltimore. They're going to hand it off to the right. Ray Bentley's going to try and fight. They're going to give him a little bit of a gain. I didn't think he got back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to say he did. 3rd and inches now. And this is, you know, we could see another Sipe scramble. 3rd and inches. Sipe under center, same formation. They go back to it. This time they're going to go with a draw up the middle, and I think they just got enough, Aaron.
That might have gotten it. If I was a referee, I would give it to them. And they did.
You get a 1st down. You get a 1st down. How about that, Aaron? 1st and 10 here. Bunch set to his right. They're going to go again with the draw, and this time the defensive line of Baltimore is all over it as Nate Brown gets a piece.
Another beautiful sell by the quarterback. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. My defensive line is going to stop that play.
Nice one. 2nd and 10 here. 2 wide receivers to his left, 1 to his right, 1 lone back in the backfield. Jordan Sipe getting ready to take the snap here. He's going to toss it out to his left, get it out to Ray Bentley, and how about the pursuit? I believe that was Alvin Mack on that.
Absolutely, yeah. Mack is a tough guy to shake off here. If he gets his hands on you, it's a good chance you're going down. So it was a really interesting one-on-one to see there.
The 3rd and 7 here. 4 wide receivers. You got 1 going in motion from the right to the left. That is Honus Adobe. Sipe's got some good protection. They leave an extra protection in the backfield. He's going to send it downfield. How about that? The grab by Jared Dumas. Man, not only returning the ball, but getting downfield and making an explosive play when his team needs it.
He was bound to get one. Look, 3 receivers lined up on that side of the field just to spread things out. Still was double covered. Still brought the ball down. This is the kind of play that the playmakers of Mexico City needs to make to keep them in this game. Unbelievable play.
25-yard pass there. Thank you to our stats team. 1st and goal here. And that is Dumas getting stretched out to the right side on an island up there. As Sipe's going to throw it, he's going to throw it out to the flats. He's got Ray Bentley, but the coverage, man, was all over it. Frank Smith with that tackle.
Yeah, Frank Smith really getting that one going there. I think if it was one-on-one with anybody else, that would have been great, but you got 2 Baltimore defenders that you got to now try and beat. That's a tough ask for any running back.
2nd and goal here. Jordan Sipe's got to make something happen with his legs, and he cannot. He's taken down in the backfield. How about Nate Brown getting in there and getting a piece of Jordan Sipe?
That was just a really, really well-drawn play by Baltimore. They had the pressure coming behind Sipe, and then for the defensive lineman to just sneak through and catch the quarterback scrambling. Unreal play calling.
3rd and goal. All the pressure right now rides on Jordan Sipe's shoulders. He's going to roll out to his left. He's got some receivers in the end zone, and that's nearly intercepted. Number 41 comes in. Giovanni Bolt putting a clamp on that one, and Mexico City's going to have to settle for 3.
Beautiful read of the play there by Bolt.
As we have reached the 2-minute warning here. Whew. Baron, we've got a good one.
Yeah, this has been a fantastic game. This has been a fantastic game. It looks like Mexico City is lining up to kick a field goal here. They're going to try and take any points they can get going into the second half.
Chaz Blackwater getting ready to boot it in, and he does just that. Mexico City, just like that, they've got points on the board before the half.
Don't go anywhere. This game's not even close to being over. We still got another half, 2 minutes and another half to play. And with these two teams, this game can pop off at any drive here.
Absolutely. This one's going to be returned from the end zone. Going up, he's got some space, gets it up to the 28 as Mac Chima. Dangerous, scary to see a receiver like that returning kicks.
Mac Chima already having a good game, 2 receptions, 69 yards. Also returning and helping Baltimore on special teams. That's just the kind of player you want in your locker room there.
So 1st and 10. Jack Wigmore, he's no stranger to pressure, Baron. 1st and 10 here as they're going to hand off up the middle. Shakes a tackle, and T-Roy Gaines blown up in the backfield. That was a great job. Gerard Brody with the tackle. That was a great job of the Mexico City defense swarming to the ball. And even if you can't get the tackle, just hold on long enough.
Gerard Brody with the tackle, more like the absolute murder on the field. Pushed him back another 2 yards. That was great.
2nd and 12 here. 3 wide receivers, 2 to his right, 1 to his left. Wigmore's got a clean pocket. He's going to fire downfield, and that is caught. What a catch downfield, and just like that, we're going to see a timeout called.
That is one of the most impressive things I've seen about both these teams, and the most consistent thing we've seen is these offensive lines are protecting the quarterback with their lives.
Unbelievable. They've been so stellar tonight. Both trenches has been great. So we're going to see a 1st and 10 empty set here. Wigmore's going to fire across the middle. That's broken up, and the linebackers, actually it was 24. Liam Ryan getting a hand on that.
This is a clear example of just trying to get something going before the end of the half. Throwing the ball with 4 defenders sitting around it. Love to see the confidence by Jack Wigmore. We just got to make sure nothing crazy happens off of something like that.
So Mexico City got to stop on 1st down. They want another one here. 2nd and 10. 2 wide receivers to Wigmore's right. He's going to roll out to that side. Nice block pickup in the backfield, and that is not able to be hung on to. He tried to get it to Ivory Irvin, but man, Jeffrey Daggs, I think, got a little bit of payback for getting torched earlier.
That was a beautiful pass. It's good coverage on this defense. But again, I have to commend the fantastic pickup by these running backs, both sides. The blocking of the quarterback's been fantastic this game.
So 3rd and 10. Quads look for Baltimore. They're going to fake pressure up the middle. Wigmore's got a clean pocket, and he throws it. Mac Chima had a wide open grab waiting for the taking there, but I think the footsteps got to him, Baron.
Yeah, especially when the defense is playing as hard-nosed as they are today. You knew that safety was coming in hot. That's 8 targets for Shima today. Man, that's a tough one to not pick up.
So don't look now, you folks at home, if you're not able to watch right now, but what a punt.
Beautiful punt.
How about the special teams play? But don't look now, but Mexico City's getting the ball back, right? They've got 57 seconds. As we take a look at the team stats here, total yards, almost double there for Baltimore. But Mexico City, they did have a successful drive recently. Let's see what they can do here on 1st and 10. Ball on the 5-yard line. Sipe's going to fire downfield, and that is caught! Nearly broken up, but somehow Domas hangs on to it, and he's got to be one of the most impactful players of this first half.
That's exactly it. That's his 2nd reception here on 5 targets. He's starting to finally get the feeling of the ball in his hands, running down the field. This is what you need when you have 40 seconds left and you're trying to get to the other end of the field. You need a player like Dumas that you can trust to go up and grab that ball.
Clock is still running. Because of where they started, they may be content taking this into the half. They're going to toss it out to the right side to Bentley, and I believe that's what we're going to see here. I think that they're content with taking this into the half just because of how far they started back on their own 5-yard line. I think they're trying to just get a breather, take it into halftime, kind of regroup with the X's and O's on the X's and O's front, Baron. 2nd and 9 is we're going to see one more play. Looks like Sipe's going to go downfield. He's got a receiver. Great pickup there. No Terrazas on that one.
Yeah, absolute beauty of a play. It looked like, who was that? It looked like that defender for Baltimore just missed that play, allowing Terrazas to grab that ball. Unbelievable. This game's been unbelievable so far. Do not go anywhere just yet.
So we've reached the half. Baron, give me your halftime player here.
Yeah, if we had to pick a halftime player so far, I would have to go with Mac Shima. That would be my personal player. Mac Shima, 91 yards on 3 receptions, 8 targets. Took them a little bit to get into the game, but now they're here and they're ready to make a difference. They got a touchdown so far. 51 is their longest reception, and we're going to see a lot more of them for the rest of the game.
Let's take a quick halftime break here. So we're going to see, oh, look at that, Baron. Mac Chima, 3 receptions. I think you called it. I think you called it a little bit earlier. We're going to take a quick halftime break, presented by Breaks GPT.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
It's an Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
break into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Breaks GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Breaks GPT offers you the shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Breaks GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our site, breaksgpt.com. Welcome back to Baltimore, everybody. Mike O'Neill, Baron Went here. We got Ron Haynes and Justin Reside in the stats truck, as we're going to see a good return here on the right side. Mac Chima, the former player of the half, getting it out to about the 33. And how about this game so far, Baron?
Max Shima saying, believe the hype. He's not just a one-half player. We said it earlier, man. That's tough to have a guy like that returning kickoffs if you're on the defensive side of things. But here we are. I think that's the best they could do to contain somebody like who's having a great game like this.
So let's see what Baltimore decides to do. 1st and 10 here. Wigmore under center. He's got 2 wide receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Let's see if Mexico City is able to pick up those deep shots that Baltimore was hitting on. They're going to go with a handoff here to Warren Murray. He's going to break a tackle, break another tackle. Finally getting cleaned up by Jeffrey Daggs here after a gain of 3.
We saw this exact same thing on Baltimore's touchdown drive. Starting off early with some run plays, hitting it down middle, and then dropping a big deep ball in to get that touchdown. Let's see if they replicate that.
Heavier set here on 2nd and 7 as Wigmore's got a clean pocket. He fires it out. That is going to be Ivory Irvin with a pickup, a 1st down. How about the throw over the top by the quarterback?
Look, Jack Wigmore has been playing great all day long. We've been talking about his receivers, Ivory Irvin, Mac Chima. Holder's been having a great game. But those wide receivers need somebody throwing them the ball, and Jack Wigmore's the guy to do it.
So what it seems like, we're seeing a lot of zone coverage for Mexico City. I wonder if at any point they pivot to man coverage. They're going to hand it off here to the right side, and that is blown up. Mexico City sending some heat there, and it pays off big time for a 2-yard loss.
Mexico City read that play like a book. They were ready for that run play to come up, picked the side correctly and everything.
2nd and 12. 2 tight ends on the line, 2 wide receivers to the left, a lone back in the backfield. Wigmore, clean pocket again, fires downfield. Mac Chima, 1st down. Where have you heard that song before, Baron?
And that's going to put Mac over the 100-yard mark for today's game. Looking 4 for 9 when it comes to receptions versus targets. We said it at halftime. He's somebody got to keep an eye on. Mexico City's got to have him on his radar.
They got a key on him. They got a key in on him. 1st and 10, quads look. Let's see what Baltimore can do. See if they can continue the success through the air. Jack Wigmore under center, firing across, and that's overthrown. I think that it was nice coverage there, I believe, by Brody, if I'm correct.
I think it was Brody, yeah.
So 2nd and 10, they've done a really good job offensively scheming up these 2-on-1 looks, getting 2 wide receivers or 2 receivers on 1 defender. Let's see if they can continue that. Benji Matson goes in motion from the left to the right. Wigmore under center awaiting the snap. It's a quick fire across the middle, and it gets it to Benji Matson on the ground practically. Low points that ball, and how about the accuracy from Wigmore?
Look, I love this play. Matson is somebody they've been trying to get the ball to all game long. Get him this one. It's a little tougher of a catch, but he made it. Builds a little bit of confidence. Keep your eye on this man.
3rd and inches. Mexico City needs a stop. Wigmore's going to hand it off, and it looks like they're going to be close. I think Warren Murray just got it. Baron, we know what you're going to say. You would give it to him,
If I was a referee, I'd give it to him.
There you go, folks. 1st and 10 here. This Baltimore crowd, it feels like pins and needles right now because anything can happen and that momentum can swing either way at any point. I think these fans know how good this Mexico City team is. 1st and 10, just outside of the red zone. Wigmore's going to hand it off to the left side. That's blown up. They're going to give him 1 yard, Baron, but I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yep, I'm going to keep my opinion to myself on this one because I am unconfident as to what that play would have ended up being, but it looks like they did give him a yard.
Second and 9, 2 tight ends to his left. Wigmore's got some time in the pocket, takes the check down right in front of him, gets it out to Jackson Roberts, and that's a gain, a good gain there, set up 3rd and 3.
Yep, this is the first we've seen of Jackson Roberts today. Jack Wigmore going into halftime, really wanting to get these tight ends involved. Guess that's what you got to do when the defense starts keying in on your wide receivers.
3rd and 3 here. Heavy set again. They're going to run it to the right side. Warren Murray's got a lane and finally gets brought down. Great run there on the side, and John Fowler has to drag him down.
And you see this with Baltimore at least all day today. You either get these drives where Mexico City really locks them up and they have to get the ball away, or you get these drives where now they're starting to pick up first downs and there's magic happening. Mexico City's got to keep their morale up to shut these kind of drives down.
Handing off to the right side, blown up in the backfield. Jeffrey Daggs on a free safety blitz from the right side, got back there and just shut it down in the backfield. Good job from the free safety.
There was a long stretch there where we weren't calling the names Max Jackson and Jeffrey Daggs. Baltimore was keeping the ball and keeping the play away from them. Now we're starting to see a little bit more, and suddenly Baltimore can't get moving again.
As Daggs comes flying downhill again to clean that one up, as that's going to be a gain of about 3 there. 3rd and goal. And you got to think, Barron, the coaches on the sideline for Mexico City right now are screaming, pay attention to these receivers. You need to lock down here. They're going for the end zone here. 3rd and goal. You know they want 6 out of this. Benji Matson goes on in motion from the right to the left side. Wigmore's got 4 wide receivers, drops back in the pocket, goes to the end of the end zone and overthrows it out the back end of the end zone. And Mexico City did just enough there.
Wigmore feeling the pressure here, just missing that pass. Listen, Baltimore is no red zone team to shy away from. They're 2nd in the league when it comes to red zone touchdowns. And for Mexico City to look at that stat and say, no, we got them. They've held them to 3 field goals now today. Yeah. That's impressive by any defensive metric.
Absolutely. So it seems right now the problem, as Tarkenton boots that one through, it seems the problem, Mexico City just can't stop these long drives. They can't stop the 5-6 yards, in the 10-12 intermediate passes. And they're just letting Baltimore get all the way down the field right now. And the bend but not break theory is really in effect for Mexico City. Outside of the one over-the-top explosive play that we saw from Baltimore, they've been bend but not break, Mexico City's defense.
That's exactly it. Look, because of this, what they're doing, they're not that far off now. Mexico only needs 1 touchdown, and we're thinking of this game completely differently. So we need to see some offense here from Mexico to really make this game start turning the other way.
1st and 10 here. Jordan Sipe back under center. He's going to send a man in motion. That's Terrazas going in motion from the left to the right. 3 wide receivers, 1 back in the backfield. Sipe's got a clean pocket so far, firing downfield and tries to get it to Dumas, but that is broken up on the back end. Number 48 there, Elijah Warfield getting a hand in.
Yeah, beautiful breakup. It looked like Roy Towers was on the other end of that as well. Baltimore's really going to have to call on their defense here to start making some plays and keep that momentum from switching over to Mexico City.
2nd and 10 here. It's not what Mexico City wants. You don't want to be behind the chains. Sipe is going to drop back. Nice block pickup. Tries to get it out on a corner route to his receiver, but overthrown. That is tough. Now Mexico City faced with a 3rd and 10 here.
We've seen this just about all game. Every time Mexico City really gets a nice opportunity, it just seems like the ball is just a few inches past the receiver there. And you got to believe if those balls connect, this game's different.
Sipe's going to roll out here on 3rd and 10, and he's got a receiver. Jason Bartley with the pickup. How about the first down for the Aztecs?
There we go. 3 for 8. 3 receptions on 8 targets for Jason Bartley. Jordan Sipe is now 114 yards for this game today. looking to keep turning this up, get the Aztecs down the field, and again, make something happen to shift this momentum.
1st and 10 here. 3 wide receivers, 2 to his left, 1 to his right, and a lone back in the backfield. Sipe's going to continue to go through the air, fires downfield, and that is caught. Number 47, as Henry's got that one.
Bill Henry getting introduced into this game. That's his 2nd time being targeted for today. 20 yards. Here we go. This is it. And momentum, you can feel it. The crowd's getting into this game here.
Yeah, I definitely think Bill Henry needs to be involved a little bit more for Sipe, maybe as a little kind of like a safety blanket for Sipe. So we're going to see a 1st and 10. Sipe's he's got a clean pocket. He fires downfield again. Caught again by Jason Bartley.
You know, Sipe is looking like a different quarterback in this second half. I mean, first half he was throwing, and then he had that one missed target a couple plays ago, and now he's just zipping that ball down the field. That's 3 receptions back to back to back.
Just like you said, 7 out of 10 for his last 10 attempts. 113 yards. Pretty good so far. Sipe's got another clean pocket. Sits in the pocket, drives downfield, and overthrows. He was trying to get it to Honus Adobe back in the end zone. Put a little too much heat on it.
We haven't seen a lot from Adobe today, but that really felt like a heat check coming from Sipe. Almost like, hey, let's see just how good I am playing right now.
Checking his own ego. 2nd and 10 here. Bunch set. He's going to roll out to his right. Nice block pickup. He's got a receiver. No, Terrazas going into the end zone. Just like that, Mexico City puts up 6.
Here we go, 9-16, probably looking to make it 10-16. No Terrazas getting the touchdown. Is now sitting at 51 yards and a tutty. Beautiful play. A little overcommitment there by Roy Towers. But, man, Terrazas really capitalized on that one.
Yeah, and Roy Towers, no slouch here either. That's no slouch of a corner. That's a great cornerback here. He's been excellent this season, and I'll tell you what, kudos to Sipe as we're going to see Chaz Blackwater boot it through, making it 16-10. But kudos to Sipe for recognizing one-on-one coverage on the right side. It was no Terrazas and Roy Towers. And Sipe just wanted to take his chance. He trusted his guy in that moment, and it paid off big time.
This is it. We're in a 1-score game now.
This is what we were waiting for. I asked you at the beginning of the game, Baron, if you thought this was going to be what it looked like it should be on paper.
And it was a slower start than I was expecting. I won't lie to you, but even going into halftime, certain football fans may think that this game was out of reach, but you cannot, when you got 7-2 against 7-2, you can't count either of these teams out at any moment.
Absolutely not. 1st and 10 here. Here in Baltimore, the crowd a little bit more anxious now. 1st and 10 from the 23. Wigmore is going to send Jackson Roberts in motion from the left to the right. He's got 2 wide receivers to his left and a lone back in the backfield. He's going to stick with the air. He's got pressure on the right side. Tries to get it to Matson. Broken up. That was number 22, Gerard Brody, in coverage with the tight end.
This Mexico City defense is starting to look like they have new life, new energy. Baltimore's really got to keep their foot on the gas here.
2nd and 10. This is what Mexico City wants. Keep them behind the chains. Again, same look. 2 wide receivers. They're going to throw it out to the flat here. T-Roy Gaines with a nice stiff arm, picking up the 1st down and dragging a defender down. That is why he's a Hall of Famer, T-Roy Gaines.
Beautiful play. T-Roy Gaines, you know what? Jack Wigmore said, I'm not going to try and do anything fancy here. I'm going to dump it off to the big guy. And it looks like, I thought he stepped out of bounds there, but
might get a challenge.
Yep, there we go.
Listen, Barrett, tell us what you think. If you were a referee.
No, I think he stepped out of bounds. I think he was almost taking a sip of the water cooler there. I thought when the play first happened, I thought he was way out of bounds. If I was a referee, I'm not giving it to him.
As we're going to get another retroactive look at the play. Get your console to play SFL on the go at GoRetroid.com. Got to throw that one in there. He definitely stepped out there.
He stepped out,
yeah.
We will not be
8th grade.
seeing these referees at the convention center this summer. Absolutely not.
Leroy Gaines, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry.
Sorry about that. Yep. Happens to the best of us.
Don't find us. Yeah, don't find us up in the booth after the game. And we're going to see a 3rd and 4 here, and Barron, this is, you got to think, if Baltimore can't convert here and Mexico City gets the ball back, they are 1 touchdown away from taking the lead here. So we get a look at Jack Wigmore's stats, 13 of 28 on the night. 3rd and 4 here, heavier set. This crowd is anxious, as am I. Wigmore's going to hand it off to Warren Murray, and that's blown up. Baltimore's not going to get it. How about Yaleo coming in, making the tackle, setting up a 4th down. Baltimore's got a punt.
Listen, we talked about this in the first half. Mexico City had a very similar play where they had a lot of yardage and it got turned back and it killed the momentum, leading to where we're at now. Baltimore just had the same thing happen to them. This game's not over.
Unbelievable. As we're going to see a return here from Dumas, bringing it out, and that's the 30-yard line. And look, Mexico City, they started to figure some things out on offense. I think they started to kind of get back to their identity, what they're able to do. However, I would like to see them go introduce the run a little bit more on this drive to keep things a little bit safe. They're only 1 touchdown away. 1st and 10, we see Sipe under center here. He's got 2 wide receivers to his left, 1 to his right. He's going to hand off, and that's going to be blown up at the line of scrimmage. Number 23 getting in there and making a play.
I love the play call. It got blown up, but you're absolutely right. Mexico City's one of the best running teams in the league. It's great that they're finding success through the air, but go back to your roots and really keep Baltimore on their toes by getting the running backs involved.
Well, just like that, they don't listen to us, Barron. And how about the 1st down reception? And that's number 85 coming in and making a play.
There's a reason I'm not coaching. There's a reason my face is made for radio. We are up here trying to make predictions, play after play. Number 85 grabbing that ball. That's just a great play from Jordan Sipe. He's really turned his second half around here.
Yeah, and you see it there, 14 of 25, 189 and 1 touchdown. Clean so far for both teams. 1st and 10 here, Sipe under center. He's going to send a man in motion. That's Bartley, who's been really, really good tonight. 3 wide receivers, 1 lone back in the backfield. And let's say that's blown up in the backfield. Robert Brady gets you a piece of Ray Bentley. How about that?
Robert Brady reading that play. Oh my goodness. That's unreal. It looked like he was going for the running back regardless if it was going to be a run play or not.
Read like a book. 2nd and 14 behind the chains now. Sipe's got to make something happen. Bunch set. He rolls out to his right. Quickly fires it in between 3 defenders. Trying to force it and just cannot let it happen is Baltimore's defense.
Baltimore's defense is really putting the pressure on now. And Sipe is feeling it. He's needing to throw the ball quicker than he wants to. This game's really turning into something.
3rd and 14. They got to convert here. Sipe is going to drop back. Bunch set. Fires to the right side, and they're going to get a pass interference. Just like that, Baltimore is going to give Mexico City a free 1st down. Don't look now, folks, but this could be an important moment later on in this game.
When you have 2 teams as good as these, like, you cannot count out every little moment, whether it's a punt that gets stuffed deep, whether it's getting a play called back. This pass interference shifts the momentum in ways that these big teams, these top teams of the league, they feel and they take advantage of.
Now they can slow things down a little bit. Maybe. 1st and 10. Nope, don't listen to me. Sipe goes back to the air and picks up a 1st down. Terrazas again with that reception.
Why slow the game down when you got somebody like No Terrazas ready to take that ball in between 2 to 3 defenders every play? Look at this beautiful slant route over the number 41's head. Gosh, these passes are just unbelievable.
Yeah, you get a look at his last pass, 10 pass attempts, 7 for 10 still. We just saw this graphic. No, it's not repeating itself. He's still been that good. As Sipe's going to hand it off up the middle. Ray Bentley fighting for a few, and that picks up 3. 2nd and 7 now.
Ray Bentley is going to start running angry after that play got blown up by Robert Brady. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Ray Bentley start running people over.
Well, he's a Hall of Famer for a reason, Baron. And that is going to take us into, that's right, the 4th quarter. Get your 4s up in the chat, and man, we have a good one in Baltimore here.
Chapter 4 of an exciting game.
Absolutely. Welcome back to Sports Gamers Online Stadium here in Baltimore. Check out sportsgamersonline.com or check them out on YouTube and see why millions visit their website and YouTube channel. Mike O'Neill, Baron Went here. So we're going to see Sipe roll out to his left here in a heavy set. Squeezes that one in, and I don't understand how he made that reception, but somehow got it to his target there. Number 88 on that reception.
Great play. Jordan Sipe had me faked out. He rolled out, looked deep, and then passed it underneath.
Yeah.
Beautiful reception, beautiful pass.
3rd and 1 here. Baltimore looking for a stop. Mexico City looking for a first down. They're going to hand it off to the left side. Ray Bentley versus...
Running angry.
Running angry, but cannot get it. Guess who's back from injury, Baron? John Patrick Levine comes in and makes the stop on 3rd down. How's that?
With time to spare. Gets hurt in the 1st, comes back in the 4th, and makes a big play in a big moment.
Talk about a big moment. 47-yard attempt for Blackwater is good. Puts it through, and now Mexico City only down by 3 here. Whew. Get your popcorn, folks.
I've already gone through 2 buckets here in the booth.
You don't say.
Yeah, 2 buckets, 2 full buckets.
You know, Baron, I'm looking around for it. I can't find it.
I even picked the ones up off the ground that missed my mouth. I had those ones as well.
That explains a lot. You know,
Extra-
I would have
extra
loved
butter as
some,
well.
but that's, you know, that's fine.
You didn't strike me as a butter guy.
As we await the kickoff here. Maxima, nice spin move here, getting it up to about the 27.
This is going to be a game-defining drive here.
Absolutely. This is really what you're looking for, right? Baltimore, they've got the ball back. They've been so good, Baron, tonight on offense in so many different areas. Second half hits, Mexico City makes some good adjustments, but now you want to see if Wigmore and this offense can pivot again to try and figure out something else that works for them. 1st and 10 here, heavier set. Looks like they're going to try and stick with the ground game. As Wigmore doesn't listen to me and fires out to the right side. And he's got Matson diving for a catch on the out route. And wow, how about that?
That seemed like a very safe play there from Matson. The confidence from Jack Wigmore, again, to stand in the pocket when the world around him is burning down and still make that reception. Beautiful play.
2nd and 5, they're going to hand off to the left side. Warren Murray breaks a tackle, drags another defender down, and gets it up. A really good pickup there, and that's a 1st and 10 for Baltimore. Warren Murray putting the boots on, and just look at how he makes it happen. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, both run defenses today have been phenomenal, but we keep seeing every now and then these running backs making a break and just getting a big one, and every time it's great for the team. So let's see how Baltimore builds off of this.
Jack Wigmore under center, 2 tight ends to his right. He's going to fire downfield. He's got Ivory Irvin with the pickup. He's got a nice post route there, and just underneath 2 defenders, puts the ball in the perfect spot.
That's a beautiful, beautiful pass. At 6 receptions on 9 targets for Ivory Irvin. Fun fact here, that's 2 receivers from Baltimore who are over 100 yards for today. Ivory Irvin, Max Shima, both playing phenomenally well and being exactly what Baltimore needs.
They've been one of the best duos in SFL history for a long time. 1st and 10 here. Wigmore, twins to his right as he's going to send, it looks like a running back in motion. from the right to the left. That's number 22 in motion there. Wigmore's got pressure. He's going to be sacked. How about Max Jackson? We haven't said his name in a while, and he comes in with a huge sack on Jack Wigmore.
First sack of the game, and it couldn't have come at a more momentous time. Wow, getting around the blind side there. Whew.
Unbelievable job by the safety coming in. 2nd and 16. Baltimore a little bit on their heels right now. Let's see what they can do. Wigmore's got 3 receivers. Fires to the right side. That's caught by Max Shima. Breaking a tackle, almost stretching to the first down line. Can't get there. 3rd and 3 for Baltimore.
That was a phenomenal play by Max Shima. That ball left Wigmore's hands, and I thought it was incomplete by a mile. Max Shima shaking off the defender and getting to that ball. That's a beautiful play there. 123 yards from Max Shima.
Unbelievable play. Super athletic. As Mexico City is going to bring pressure down, they're going to hand off to Warren Murray. Murray's got a first down.
In those situations when that running back's coming through and you got 2 defenders there, one's got to go high, one's got to go low. It looked like both went low and possibly grabbed at the same leg, because Warren Murray was able to shake that off and get that first down.
Still haven't seen a pick tonight, Barron. 1st and 10. Wigmore's going to hand it off to the left side. That's going to be David Anderson with the carry, picking up 4, and I think Baltimore's sticking with the ground game right now.
Beautiful run play, and let me tell you, the chat is going to hate you for mentioning that last stat.
Well, that's what I'm here for, Barron. 2nd and 6. Heavier set here for Baltimore. Wigmore under center. They're going to hand it off again to the left. This time Warren Murray picks up a nice gain. 3rd and 1 here. We've got a 3rd down and short inside of the red zone. Mexico City got to make something happen here in Baltimore. 5:39 and counting.
I think it's clear Baltimore's trying to kill as much clock as possible here, and if they're able to get a score, that's just an extra benefit.
And off up the middle, T-Roy Gaines has got a first down.
No stepping out of bounds on this one when he stays in the middle of the field. T-Roy Gaines getting the first down.
Unbelievable job by the veteran. 1st and 10 here. Mexico City desperately trying to hold Baltimore to just 3 points. 1st and 10. Heavier set. Wigmore going to hand off the middle. Max Jackson's in the backfield, but tries to chase down Warren Murray. Can't catch him until he picks up 4 yards. 2nd and 6.
And the clock keeps ticking. Baltimore is in field goal range. They've got nothing to really rush around for. Mexico City's got to get a stop here, force them to a field goal, and then take this ball back to the house on their next drive.
Wigmore got some pressure, fires across the middle and threads the needle. How about Benji Matson with a clutch reception when you need it?
Two receptions for 6 targets, but both receptions have been absolutely crucial to this game. There when you need it, Benji Matson in 3 Mexico City defenders gets the ball and gets the first down.
You're gonna look at the team stats. They're gonna hand off up the middle, and that is blown up. About a gain of 1. It's number 40 gets in there, John Fowler.
Look, Mexico City is a top 5 red zone defense, but like I mentioned before, Baltimore is number 2 in the league when it comes to red zone touchdowns.
Let's see if that can remain true. 2nd and goal here. Heavy box here. They've got a stacked box. Mexico City is not trying to give an inch. Benji Matson goes in motion from the left to the right. Wigmore's going to hand off up the middle. That is blown up in the backfield. Carries him for a gain of 2. And I believe it was Evan Miller on the tackle. As David Anderson got about 2 there. It's 3rd and goal, folks. This is it. 3rd and goal. Mexico City's got to get a stop. A heavy set again. This one has been giving them problems. They bring some defenders inside. Wigmore's going to send Jackson Roberts in motion from the right to the left. You got 2 backs in the backfield. Can Mexico City get a stop? They're going to hand off Warren Murray in the end zone. That's a touchdown. Baltimore just goes up another 6.
Baltimore absolutely grinding this drive down the field. Run play after run play after run play. It's exhausting on a Mexico City defense that's trying to find their way back in this game. But do not get it twisted, folks. This game is not over.
Indeed, Baron, we've seen a couple games this season with onside kick recoveries leading to another touchdown. It is not ruled out as Tarkington boots it through, making it a 10-point game. It is officially a 2-score game. Let's see what Mexico City can do. Jordan Sipe, he's been really, really good this second half, Baron.
Unbelievable in the second half, to be completely honest with you.
This one's not going to be returnable.
176 yards is my guess on just maybe 130 yards just on the last 2 drives for Jordan Sipe.
Unbelievable. Let's see what his offensive line can do. Let's see if they can protect him in this situation. This is textbook, right? You practice this every week. 3 minutes left. You got to get downfield quickly. Jordan Sipe, 3 receivers, 2 to his right, 1 to his left. Drops back in the pocket. He's got a receiver. No Terrazas, and they're going hurry up from the gate.
No huddle offense. Here we go.
Again, 2 wide receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Jordan Sipe fires to the left side. Nearly intercepted.
That is a dangerous ball to be throwing towards Alvin Mack. He does not miss a lot of those.
So Mexico City takes a breath here. 2nd and 10, they can show a different look. Sipe's got 3 wide receivers, 2 to his left, 1 to his right. He does have a tight end on the line. That's Henry, and a back in the backfield, and Ray Bentley. Let's see what they can make happen. Sipe has got some protection, fires downfield. He's got a wide open receiver. That's Jason Bartley down the right sideline, getting down all the way to about the 7-yard line.
Whoa, that is not a play you want to give up if you are Baltimore. Jason Bartley wide open on the edge of the field, able to take that one down. This is, wow, what an absolute lap in the defense's mindset. Let's see if Mexico City can capitalize on this. I said lap, I meant laps. Laps with an S-E at the end of it.
Hey. It's a high pressure moment here, Baron, even for us in the booth. 1st and goal here. Sipe under center. He's got 1 man in motion from the left to the right. He's going to drop back. He's got a clean pocket. Fires across the middle. He's got a receiver with a grab. And they're going to say it's down at the 2 as they're going to go hurry up. Sipe is going back to this line. You got to do something quick. He drops back, fires off to the left side, tries to low point it, tries to get it to Dumas, but cannot. It's 3rd and goal here.
That was a beautiful play call, and it just was just a little too low. But man, what an absolute character shift from Jordan Sipe in the second half of this game.
3rd and goal, trip set. They've got 4 wide receivers. Look for a throw. Sipe's going to drop back, fires to the middle of the end zone, and that is broken up. 4th and goal, decision time. Number 41 in there with the play. Giovanni Bolt makes a huge stop for Baltimore.
It's interesting here. You're down by 10. You can pick up the field goal, be down by 7. Either way, you're 2 scores away. What do they do here? I'm not even going to try and predict it because I'm almost 100% wrong.
Let's see what they decide to do. They're going to take the 3 points, and I don't hate it. I don't hate it because at some point you need to get those points anyways. You're going to have to why not give yourself a chance to get the ball back with the 2 point? Oh, they're going to fake it. Fires out to the right side.
Still wrong.
That is going to be a touchdown. Mexico City. No Terrazas into the end zone on a fake field goal.
How is it that we don't make a prediction, they line up, we call it, and we're still wrong? What a touchdown.
Holy cow, Baron. I think the neighbors are knocking up here in the booth. I think the production team over on the other side of the wall here is like, yo,
calling the game.
Down.
Unbelievable.
He's a legend in Mexico City. Larry Love with the touchdown pass.
Wow.
There was a couple seasons back where everybody talked about getting love jerseys in Mexico City. It was a whole thing in Mexico City. And just like that, folks, season 24, Larry Love makes another appearance. And now this changes things, Baron. They've got the 2-minute warning on their side here. They've got the 2-minute warning. They can save a timeout if they can get a 3-and-out from Baltimore, and they can run their normal offense rather than having to run an onside kick.
We should have known when we saw Mexico City sideline holding their breath. Why are you holding your breath on an easy field goal like that? It's because it was a fake. And now the defense has to step up here.
1st and 10. Baltimore fans are on their feet here. They're going to hand it off to Warren Murray to the left side, breaks the tackle, and thankfully, number 57 gets in there and makes a hit. It's a really good stop for Mexico City.
Number 57 coming in there to finish the job on the running back. Much needed. Mexico City's got 3 more timeouts. Baltimore's undoubtedly trying to run this clock out, trying to run this ball. Mexico City needs to make these stops if they want a chance at this game.
The 2-minute warning hits. Mexico City's officially on the clock. They've got to hold Baltimore here. Wigmore's going to hand off to the right side. That's going to be stopped. Short. Jeffrey Daggs with the tackle, making a huge play. 3rd and 1. It all comes down to this.
Warren Murray making a spin move just a little too early and getting tackled in the back. Here we go.
Mexico City showing 4 men on the line here. They've got a stack box. Baltimore, loaded offense. He's trying to get it. Warren Murray picks up the 1st down. And just like that, Mexico City's got to start burning timeouts. Give me a breather, Cameron Irvine. What do you got for us?
I've got the Nashville Tempo trying to win their first game of the season, and it's going pretty good. Switch thumper to Kenny Hendricks in the back of the end zone, 6:48 left. Nashville leads Lexington by 10, 24-14. Back to you.
What a night for SFL football. Thank you, Cam. Warren Murray's going to get 4, and Mexico City's got to lock in.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. They already let him get that 1st down. It's time. Mexico City, if you're looking to keep this win streak alive, it is time to lock this down and focus on numbers 21, 28, and 35.
Baltimore heavy set. Benji Matson goes in motion from the left to the right. There's no wide receivers. They know they got to run the ball here. They're going to hand off up the middle, and that's going to be carried.
Oh my goodness.
Warren Murray picking up the 1st down, making a few men miss, and showing why he's been so good in the SFL for so long.
Like, he got absolutely swallowed up by white and green jerseys there and somehow squeaks out untamed. They had to chase him down. 20 attempts, 67 yards, and a touchdown for Warren Murray, and they're really leaning on him to keep this game out of reach.
And just like that, the victory formation for the home team. Baltimore, the fans aren't even trusting it, Baron. They're not even trusting it. They don't trust that Mexico City isn't going to let something happen because they've been in this all night. They've been the thorn in the side of the Baltimore Vultures, and right now it is taking everything for Wigmore, and they're running this down to the final second. This is it. Baltimore's going home with a win, but it wasn't easy, Baron.
Not even close. Yeah, it was. The scoreboard does not tell the tale that we've witnessed today. It's been up and down. And the momentum has shifted, but overall, Mexico City came out here with just a beautiful second half that they just couldn't capitalize and put the cherry on the top of.
Mexico City going home with another loss in that column, 7-3 moving forward. Baltimore's moving to 8-2. And you got to think, there's no speculation. Nobody's going to be looking at this game, Baron, and saying, oh, Mexico City wasn't the team we thought they were.
No, I think Mexico City, just throughout the entire season, has proven that they are the team that we think they are. They're in a tough division. They're facing tough opponents. They're doing such a great job. 7-2, going up against one of the best teams in the league and holding their own. It's impressive.
All right, Baron, so I've got to give it to you. Who are you nominating as the player of the game tonight?
Listen, nothing has changed in my mind. Ivory Urban had a great second half, but I got to give it to Max Shima. 121 yards, 5 receptions on 12 targets, and a touchdown. Just absolute unreal game by Max Shima here today, and Baltimore couldn't have done it without him.
Well, you guys heard it here first. Baron's player of the game, Mac Chima. Well, I'm Mike O'Neill. Baron Wint joining me in the booth for Ron Haynes and Justin Reside in the stats truck. Commissioner Cameron Irvine back at SFL HQ. Have a good night, everybody.